Continuing on with this brief series on power in enterprise architecture, we'll look again at the idea of power as the ability to do work. And if it's the ability to do work, then surely we should be able to measure it. So we can usefully look at power with, power over, power under, power lost in dysfunctional competition. Those are all forms that we can actually measure. We can put it on a scale and say that that's going down, that's going up. So we can also map these to those dimensions of effectiveness I've talked about before, about that efficient, reliable, elegant or human-oriented, integrated and on purpose, appropriate. So while the same issues do in fact apply to technology systems as well, the relationships between technology systems, we will need to look at this in an overall sense about the work needing to be done and the ability to do that work. So for example, let's look at a really simple example in a technology environment, non-pejorative, is that if you compare the difference between the system gives me all the information I need exactly when I need it, compared to this system came out of the ark, I can't trust anything that comes out of this system. What is the ability to do work in those two different environments? They're enormously different. One creates the ability for us to do the work that we need. The other one destroys our ability to do work. So we can also map each of these mappings to intervention tactics. This is in a book of mine called SEMPER and Score. It's all described in there, and the free sample shows you what all the basis of this is. So we can map out what information tactics to use for each of these power problems. But there is a proviso, a really important warning. When you have a major fight going on, when there is a lot of power over, people propping themselves up by putting others down, do not try to tackle it directly. All you will do is make it worse. What we have to do is to pick a theme that is in the same strand, for example, something else that's about efficient, something else that's about reliability, and work on there to kind of trickle through into the problem area. We can measure all of these things, we can map these, and we can show how they change. But do not try to tackle major problems directly, because you'll only make them worse. Now this is probably the hardest work of all for enterprise architecture. Enterprise architecture is relentlessly political, relentlessly about power in every sense, both technical, human, whatever. But it's probably the most rewarding work that we can do, certainly really in every sense, in a technical sense, a human sense, a satisfaction of getting the work. Doing the work on power in enterprise architecture is the most rewarding we can do in every possible sense.